Hey guys, it's Ben. How's it going? How was your week? My week was absolutely fantastic, man. I can't even tell you how good my week was. As far as my blood sugar, feeling much better than I did last week, although I did have some rocky nights. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But I am on this Mounjaro stuff. If you're new to the channel, and if you're coming here wondering if this stuff works for my diabetes, it works, at least for mine, really incredibly well. I started at 474 blood glucose when my doctor said it's time to get on this stuff. And today, as we speak, I'm averaging in the 90s week after week. And we're on week 12. This is the week 12 update, but my blood sugar has been under control for weeks now. The side thing that I've been talking about that's almost more interesting than the diabetes number is the weight. I was stuck. I had lost a lot of weight on my own. I was probably up near 250. Not really sure how much I got up to because I tend to stop getting on any scales after about 220. I remember that day I got on the scale, I weighed 220, and I was like, not until I lose weight. And I didn't either. I never got back on. And I probably put on another 20 or 30 pounds after that. The next time I got on a scale was when I was on the other way, on the way down as far as weight-wise go. And I started working on my own, right? I quit drinking. I started eating a little bit better. And the weight started coming off. But I plateaued at around 185, 200 pounds, right? For months. And I'd kind of given up hope of losing any more weight. And that was okay with me, right? I considered I'm an old guy, and I think old guys are supposed to be pudgy, and that's fine by me, right? Anyway, my doctor called me one day, and she said, we just got your blood panel back, and your diabetes is out of control. So my blood glucose level was 474, and she put me on Mounjaro. Here we are 12 weeks later, and my blood glucose is well controlled. My sugars are well controlled with Mounjaro. Right, I told you that I had plateaued at 185, 200 pound weight wise. That's all changed, right? I really didn't expect it to. I figured, this works for some people, but it ain't gonna work for me. It works for me. Let me tell you, right? Last week I weighed in at 168.8. I haven't been below 170 pounds probably since basic training. And that was a long time ago. Let's just leave it at that. That was a long time ago. So new to the channel, it works for diabetes, and that's my numbers. The weight thing's coming off. So that's also working. We're going to get into my exact numbers here in just a few minutes. But first, I wanted to talk about, like last time, a couple of comments that we got, right? The first one I'd like to talk about, and we'll talk about this right now up front. The rest of them will wait until after my results to discuss. But I'm just planting the seed with you so you can do a little thinking as we're going along in the video, so you can kind of formulate how you would respond to these things, right? And how our answers may differ, right? So, but first, let's talk about at Bible Beauty's comment, right? I love this comment, and I love comments like this. And I wish we'd get more. It's great. We're getting a lot of comments, and I find myself busier and busier. And I'm still kind of behind the 8 ball on answering the comments. And for that, I apologize. I know I made some of you guys wait 3-4 days before you got a response. It's not intuitive to me to check it every day. But I'm going to try to start checking it more often anyway. At Bible Beauty said, she says, I was just watching another channel today talking about possible rashes with semi-glucose injections. I had mentioned in another video that I had gotten developed a rash on the top of my foot and my bottom of my leg. And this is her response to that. I really appreciate it. I love the community in the comments. Thank you very much. She says, I hope yours went away. I just found your channel and I'm set to start my first shot on Monday. God bless us one and all. So this is a recent comment. And I think so tomorrow is her Monday. So good luck tomorrow at Bible Beauty. I hope you achieve everything that you want to achieve on it. Keep us posted, keep us updated. And I think the best thing, my best piece of advice to you, be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself, and don't suck it in when you're taking photographs. Just be 100% real, right? Start getting used to that feeling because it's liberating, trust me. I know what it's like every time you walk by, somebody's taking a picture to suck that gut in, or you walk into a restaurant and you see people that you know, you want to look a little thinner. It's uncomfortable living that way. And the best thing is, soon you won't need to. I'm rambling again. I do this often. I'm sorry. So that's the comment I wanted to say. Thank you very much. Really appreciate comments like yours, and I get a lot of them. Appreciate the, what do I say? I really appreciate the encouragement from all you guys. Okay, so there's some other comments that we're going to be talking about after I do my results for my weight and for my blood. At Travis and Subi said, Ben, congratulations on the blood sugars and the weight. Can we talk about what you eat for meals and snacks? Yeah, we can. Some of you guys ain't gonna like it, I'm telling you right up front, but we're gonna talk about it. I promised you that I would answer all your questions. There's no question that you can't ask me, that's respectable that I won't answer. Here's a comment from Beauty Addict. How did your diet change? Do you still eat 3 meals a day and snacks? I'm also going to address that comment in the same response as the other one. And at Carol A.L. Sprague, 2686, I'm sorry if I butchered that. You're doing great, smiley face. How many calories do you eat a day? Going to address that too. Tell you exactly how many calories I think I eat a day. Anyway, so those are the comments that I want to address, and we're going to move on. I almost tried to avoid it. There's one more comment that I wanted to address, and it's from the last video, and some of you guys are probably waiting for it to see if I would address it. And it's from a beauty addict, another one from her, and it's a good comment. She says, do you work out? If not, maybe you need to move more for your digestion. And she's probably right, right? She's probably right. She called me out on that. Anyway, we're going to talk about that comment too, as far as working out, because in the last video, if you remember, I said I'm going to start working out, and you guys will hold me accountable in this video. We're going to talk about that in a few. But let's get to my blood results. So, week 12 update, you guys. My blood sugar average this week, 90.8. Right? My blood sugar average last week was 86.1. So it's come up a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. Don't worry. The doctor said between 90 and 100. So I was okay being slightly below the 90, but I'm much happier being right there in the sweet spot where she tells me exactly where I need to be. She gave me a goal to get below 120, and she said, your sweet spot's right here, 90 and 100. I'd love to see you there one of these days. I got there in a hurry on this Mounjaro. So 90.8, very satisfied with that. So if you'll remember, my weight last week was 168.8. I was incredibly surprised by that weight. I didn't think I lost anything, but I ended up losing a couple. Now, this week I feel like I did, so that means that I probably didn't. That's the way my life goes, you know what I'm saying? But I won't be disappointed either if I don't, right? We're going to talk about diet and exercise and stuff in a minute. So let's see how much I weigh, you guys. Let's go. All right. The weight last week was 168.8 pounds. This week, we're going into the weight. 166.6, y'all. Another record low, 166.6. I haven't seen that since basic training for sure, right? That's incredible to me. That's absolutely astounding. I cannot believe it. And I'm feeling great too. My clothes are fitting better. I'm not only feeling great physically, I'm feeling great about me, about myself. I'm feeling great about, I never thought, really, I didn't really care that I was a little overweight anymore. It didn't bother me. It used to when I was younger. But as I got older, I just didn't care anymore, right? I don't care. I'm old. You know, go ahead and call me fat if you want. I don't give a crap, right? And I didn't really. And now that I'm losing it though, it's amazing how much better I feel about me, right? How much my self-image has improved. And because of that, my mood's improved. My relationships are getting better with my kids. I feel like, and my wife even, right? So this has been great for me. So anyway, Let's talk about some of the side effects and we'll move into those comments real quick, right? Some of the side effects this week, I said I got kind of violently ill one day, and it seems to be happening. It's happened the last 2 weeks on the same day of the week, and it's happened on Monday night. Now, give you a timeline, I inject on Sundays, right? Sunday afternoon. So Monday night, when I got sick this last time, was a little over 24 hours after I did my injection, right? It's probably something like 30 some hours. And I got puked, just vomited like crazy. It looked like something out of The Exorcist. It was awful because I'm one of those guys, like I said in a previous video, I fight it, right? I don't want to get sick. So I do whatever I lay there still as I can for hours. But in the back of my head, I know, just get up and get sick, for crying out loud, get it over with. And that's finally what I did last Monday. I got up and I got sick, and it was brutal. Right, it hurt, my stomach hurt, and it was a lot, much more than I had eaten, right? So I know that my digestion is not going that fast at all, right? Slower than I even thought about. So I've been a little bit more careful since Monday, right? I've even lowered my portions a little bit more, which is not a hard thing to do on this Mounjaro. It's really not difficult. We're going to get into it in a minute, because that gets back to some of the comments that were asked. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. But side effects, right? The sickness was awful. But overall, my sleep was much better this week. I actually slept more hours. I went to bed sooner because I've kind of been, it's another side effect, feeling tired earlier in the evening, but not much earlier, around 9 o'clock, right? I'm up at 6 a.m. every morning, and I start feeling tired now around 9 p.m. I never felt tired before, around 10 before, but now around 9-ish. So that's okay. I'm getting old, and that's probably normal. So, and as you can probably tell, my mood is incredible. I mean, I went back and I watched the first video that I made on this, and you can just see, right? I was a little nervous, and I'm really nervous in this video. Honestly, I am. I looked at the amount of subscribers that we have. We're getting pretty close to 300, so I want to say welcome, but you're making me nervous. That's a lot of people watching. So anyway, welcome, and please don't hesitate to comment. If you've got something for us, you want to share something with the group, or you just want to say howdy, I'd appreciate that too. Anyway, so yeah, the mood's been just off the wall. It's been great. It's infected my whole life, and I'm loving it. The nausea has been a little bit less. Definitely many fewer days this time. Maybe 2 days I felt pretty nauseous. And it was, let's see, what day was it? It was Tuesday, the day after I got sick. When I woke up, I was nauseous, and Wednesday I also felt nauseous. The only other side effect that I wanted to mention, and it may not even be worth mentioning, but I'm going to anyway, because that's the kind of guy I am. That rash on my foot, right? I answered it in the comment when the person asked me that she had hoped it gone away, but it did. It went away after about 2 or 3 days, and I haven't seen it since. And I put some cortisone cream on it, and my foot's as good as new again. Okay, so let's get to these comments real quick. Travis and Subi, Ben, congratulations on the blood sugar and weight. Can we talk about what you eat for meals and snacks? At Beauty Addict, how did your diet change? Do you still eat 3 meals a day and snacks? And Carol Spa 2686 said, you're doing great. How many calories do you eat a day? Let's start with that one. I have no idea. I told you. Some of you guys are going to be horrified by this. I'm not doing this. How do I put this? I try not to put too much pressure on myself, right? Because I know that if I get too strict with myself or I put too much pressure on myself, that's not going to be sustainable for myself, right? I don't know. I know there's other people out there that are super disciplined, like those guys that can go to the gym like 3 times a day. And I just don't get that kind of dedication or willpower even. I would get bored, right? And I know I couldn't do it. I'd probably last like a week maybe, and I'd start like missing days. That's the way I do stuff. And then I just give it up on it altogether because it's not sustainable. So knowing that about myself, I try to come up with solutions for me that are sustainable, right? So in science class, and I still believe this to be true, no, I don't think anybody's going to be able to prove otherwise on this one. To lose weight, all you have to do is consume more calories, your body consume more calories than you're putting into it, right? So in reality, I could live on a diet of Twinkies. I could, that's all I would have to eat, and I could still lose weight. Now maybe I could only live on 2 Twinkies a day because those calories have to be, at the end of the day, I have to have burned off more calories than I took in, right? So you can lose weight doing just about anything. So when people ask me how many calories a day am I doing, right? What's my diet? I don't really have a diet, right? I'm on the Mounjaro to get my blood sugar under control, and it is now. So I'm not really worried about my diet as far as my sugars so much go. There are foods, now let me be upfront with you, there are foods that I avoid now and I do not eat, and I haven't eaten, and I don't plan to eat. So like pies and cakes, right? That might be a slice a year thing, right? You're not telling me I'm not having a slice of pumpkin pie on, Thanksgiving with a big splallop of whipped cream on it. You're not telling me that, because I am. I have since I was 5, and I'm going to continue to do so. But I'm not going to do that weekly. I'm not going to do it even monthly. I'm going to do it once a year. That's a big treat. And there are other things, right? I'm not going to quit eating hamburgers. I'm not going to quit eating hot dogs. I'm just going to eat less of them. So when people ask me about my diet now, and the 3 meals a day thing, no, I don't do the 3 meals a day. I was trying to stick with it, but I couldn't do it because this Mounjaro, it slows your digestive system down. It puts you off schedule, right? So you're not really hungry when it's time to eat. And I just kind of feel like I shouldn't eat if I'm not hungry, right? And I learned my lesson a couple of times that I tried to stick to that schedule. It did make me sick. I ate too much and I got backed up, and that's not good when you're on this stuff. It'll make you sick, and you'll get sick, and you'll feel bad for days until you kind of clear out. So no, I don't eat 3 meals a day. You can go through my logs. I'm very transparent. Every video that I do, down in the description of the video, it spells out my day. Not meticulously, but it tells you what my blood sugar is in the morning when I wake up. Every morning, it tells you what I eat, if I eat, when I eat. It tells you when I go to the bathroom and whether it was a good one or maybe not so good. You can see that these sulfur burps are coming back at an inappropriate time, right? They haven't been here for days. I start doing this. I think it's because I'm nervous. I start getting burpy. Those do not smell good, guys. Anyway, so as far as the diet goes, I'm not really on a diet. I'm on a portion control thing. So just to put some perspective in it, right? Let's talk about a typical, I would go to dinner. My wife would make not meatballs. Let's say meatloaf and mashed potatoes, one of my all-time favorites, right? I would get my plate and I would get like 1 end piece because I like the burnt end, right, of the meatloaf, and a couple of middle pieces because I also like it, nice and fresh and soft on the inside. So I would take that end piece and 2 big slices of the middle, and then a big heaping serving of the mashed potatoes, right? That's my old portion. I still have that same meal today. I'm still eating it. Every time it comes up, I just can't wait. I love meatloaf. But my portion now is like half of a crust off the end, much thinner sliced, and maybe half of a middle piece, right? That's how much. And as far as the potatoes go, a quarter of what I used to. And so instead of using one of those big ladle spoons, like a tablespoon, I do like a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half, but no more than that. So you can see where I'm going with this, right? My portions are controlled better now. They're smaller for sure. And because of that, I'm taking in less calories. How much less, I have no idea, but I can assure you it's less than I'm taking in less than I'm burning because I'm losing weight, and science tells me that's how it works, right? So anyway, I appreciate your question. And I wish I was more scientific about losing weight, but I'm just not. I believe that I can do the little things, the things that I can do that are sustainable, and I will lose weight. I believe that entirely. I believe that I can lower my portions, and I'll keep lowering it. Like if I start gaining weight and I can lower my portions more without, starving, I'm going to do that. But I don't have to worry about that. This Mounjaro stuff's really working for me. And the 3 meals a day again, no, don't do 3 meals a day. I kind of eat when I'm hungry, but I've made it a rule not to eat past 4:30 p.m. And because of that, I think that I'm having less issues in the morning when I wake up. I'm feeling better and not as nauseous as I used to. So there's a little tip for you, I think, that I've proven based on my eating habits. At least to me, at least it works for me. So I hope it works for you. So that's my diet, right? So I don't have a diet. I just reduce my portions. To make things simple, take in less calories than you're burning and you're going to lose weight, right? How about the exercise portion? Are you doing your bit on the exercise? Because last video, Ben, you said that you were going to start your exercise routine and that you guys out there watching would hold me accountable. Should I not do that? Did I start an exercise routine? Yes and no. Yes, kinda. I know, I'm sorry. Let's get into it. But I know, it takes me a while to get motivated to do something. And this is where I'm gonna need your help. And this is where I wanted to talk about this comment from a beauty addict. When she asked me, she says, do you work out, right? If not, maybe you need to move more for your digestion. Yes, I definitely do. And not only for my digestion, for my health. I need to move more for my health, right? So last week I had said, I'm going to start an exercise thing. You guys hold me accountable. If I don't talk about it next video, that means I probably didn't do it. Well, I go to the hospital once a month. And this month, it was last Wednesday. I went to the hospital and I thought, well, it's Wednesday. I told the guys on Sunday that I was going to start working out, so I better get something started. Right? I'm going to climb the stairs to the 4th floor, and then after I'm done, I'm going to descend the stairs, right? That should be enough to get started because, man, I haven't had any exercise whatsoever, really, in at least 2 years, right? So, it's not so much where I can't do it, and it's not, so much where I'm going to be in pain for days, right? So I climbed the stairs up to the 4th floor. I got up there, I was winded, but I thought, wow, I felt not terrible, right? Then after my appointment was over, I came down the stairs and I could feel my legs were much more sore going down than they were going up. And then that night when I got home, I was kind of hurting, to be honest with you. I needed a hot bath and I needed a calf massage on my legs. Those things haven't seen that kind of action in a long time. So then Thursday, the next day came around and I didn't do anything because my body was hurting. And Friday, I didn't do anything either. And here Saturday was yesterday. Didn't do anything then either. So I did 1 day of exercise this week. And I'm telling you guys that because I failed. I am not accountable for my actions. And I am going to be, and you guys can help me out because this is what I'm doing this week. Starting tomorrow on Monday, I'm going to walk. So I decided earlier today, I'm like, how long should I start? I'm going to walk 3 times a week to start off with, and I'm probably going to up that later on, but 3 times just to get started. And how long should I go? I don't want to pick a time that's, too long because I don't want to get exhausted like I did last Wednesday. But I don't want it to be too short where it's too easy, right? And then I thought, why not? We can always move it up. So I'm going to walk this week 30 minutes a day. I'm going to walk 15 minutes out the door at my own pace, as slow as that may be. And I'm going to walk 15 minutes back 3 times a week. So half an hour a day, 3 times a week, just to get started. I'm going to do that this week, and I'm going to document it in my vlog. In my vlog, my journal description can be found in the description of the video, right? Where I document all that stuff I was telling you about before. Now there's going to be an additional thing, 3 days a week of my exercise, right? So who's with me? You can pick your own time. If 15 minutes is one way and 15 minutes back, 30 minutes of walking is too much, you can pick less than that. You could pick 15 minutes. You could go walk 7.5 minutes out and 7.5 minutes back just to get started. But let's do it 3 times a week. And let's do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? That way we give ourselves the weekend off, like we're rewarding ourselves with something, really. But I think eventually we're going to find that the reward is in the exercise itself. Once we get used to it, at least that's the way I remember things from the old days. When I finally got used to working out and the exercise, I looked forward to it. Anyway, you guys, I'm sorry I failed you. The accountability thing, please join me in the comments if you're going to do this with me. And if you're going to do it with me, have the discipline to comment every week to say, hey, I got my 3 in this week, did you? Right? And then I'm going to be honest with you in the video too. So you guys have a great week. See you next week. And if you have any questions or any other comments, leave them down below. We'll get to them, I promise. Peace. Hey guys, did you know that these stretchy pajamas also have a drawstring on it? I never knew that that was what that was used for, but it's used to hold your pajamas up from falling around your knees when you go out on your porch to pick up your Amazon package that just got delivered. You wouldn't want to flash the Amazon guy now, would you? Okay, so last week you'll remember we injected it in the right side. This week we're going to inject in the left side, just changing it up like they ask you to do, spreading it around. And somebody pointed out, you don't need to go directly off to the side of your belly button. You can go in a circle around it, but you do need to remain 2 inches away from the belly buttonal area. And that's the scientific term, of course, is the belly buttonal area. Anyway, got to be as scientific as possible these days. That way people believes as you. So we're going to clear the area with some alcohol. I used to drink this stuff. Now I rub it on my body. I'm telling you, I feel much better with the rubbing it on the body part than I did putting it down my mouth. Okay, so 5 milligram Mounjaro. I just removed the gray plastic cap off the end. She's ready to go. You'll notice that it's got the lock-unlock switch. I'm going to wait till I put this up next to my skin because I would hate to discharge by accident a dose because they are super expensive. At least right now they are. So you'll notice there are things looking different down in the, I mean, not for many years have I had these dents. There's some dents reforming here. And I noticed when I got out of the shower today and I was drying off, I noticed some muscles below the blubber here, which was very exciting. Anyway, okay, so 2 inches away from the belly button, we're gonna go just a little, we'll go down to the, I don't know, 4 o'clock position, maybe 5 o'clock position here, 2 inches away. And you just hold it firmly up against the skin. You charge it by unlocking it. Now, when I press the purple button, it's going to send the plunger in. You're going to hear a click. That's the plunger going in, followed by another click. That second click should indicate that it's done, but you can check by looking down here in this clear portion and seeing if the plunger is fully deployed. If it is fully deployed, your injection's done and you're done for the week, and we'll see you next week. So anyway, guys, 3, 2, 1, 5 milligrams of Mounjaro. Here we go. First click, second click. Plunger's all the way down. That's it for this week, you guys. We'll see you next week. Please comment below.